trying to solve the algebraically. The function is defined by g of x is given to be in parentheses x plus 14 and t minus x. T is a constant. So what is given to us is the y equals g of x passes through the point 24, 0. So we have that information. So let's go ahead and substitute. Remember the 24 is the x value and 0 is the y value. So let's go ahead and substitute it out here. So that's going to be our step number 1 is going to substitute this 24, 0. Okay, substitute. Now, when we do that, so what we get is, so we're going to put 0 here. 0 equals, for the x values, I'm going to put 24 plus 14. And then I'm going to get this constant here, t minus, again, 24 for the x value. And so that gives us, when we simplify this, we add this up, that's going to be 38 times t minus 24 equals 0. So now you can divide both sides by 38, so this will disappear, go away, and then so we have t minus 24 equals 0. So t is equal to 24. Okay, so that's our constant here, t equals 24. Let's go ahead and substitute that into what we have up here. So, so that's going to be our step 2 is substitute t equals 24. So when we do that, again, we get g of x equals, so x plus 14, and then instead of t, I'm going to put 24 minus x. Okay, great. So now finally we need to find what is g of 0. So this inside the parentheses is going to be the x value. So that's going to be our step 3. G of 0 is going to be substitute 0 for all the x values, okay? All the x values. So let's go ahead and do that. So g of 0 is going to be 0 plus 14 times 24 minus 0. So let's go ahead and simplify that. We get 14 times 24. That's going to be 336. So that's going to be our final answer for this question. So now let's go ahead and see how to solve it using Desmos. So in Desmos, I went ahead and put this exactly on the first line here. And so it's going to be asking me, it's giving me a slider for the t, the constant. Now, if I click the slider, it's going to give me the quadratic, but we don't exactly know what the slider is going to be exactly. So let's go ahead and use a slightly different approach. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and, so I'm going to substitute this 24, 0. X is 24, so x, I'm going to put 24. And then I'm going to put, again, 24 here for x. And then I'm going to put 0 here for g of x, okay? Because that is that point right here. And now it's giving exclamation point. And what that means is it only supports implicit equations of x and y. So instead of t, it does not recognizing the t. So let's go ahead and put an x just to get the answer for t, okay? Just to get the answer for t, I'm going to put an x, and there we go. That solved that and gave us a t value of 24, 0. It crosses the x-axis. So that's 24. So we know now the t is 24, okay? So let's go ahead then and put 24 instead of the t. So 24. When I do that, now it gives me a quadratic equation, graph right here. So, but we want the value of g of 0. So let's go ahead here and put g and put 0 within the parentheses, and that gives us our final answer, 336. What it is, put the zeros in all the x's here, x values, and then calculate 330. This is precisely the same answer we got with the algebra. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the solution. I'll talk to you next week. Have a nice day. Bye.